Okay, we are up here at the fish and drift shed with Brad's paint and repair workshop with the GTR, and we're going to do a little bit of welding today. So we got the welder there. We're going to go through and just tidy up any holes that are not used anymore. We're not going to go stupid and completely shave and completely redo the bay. That's not the case at all. We're just going to tidy up a few holes and it will look absolutely perfect. It will look better than it did from the factory. There's holes in these bays here everywhere. So a lot of the holes that are actually in underneath the hood are actually from Nissan. They come out with these plastic black bungs put in them. Now the reason for this is because of the different models. So the 32 GTR, the 32 GTST, the RB20, RB25, the RB26, different motors in different engine bays. So there's all these holes which are drilled for normally just for wiring loom or wiring harnesses, and that's the hole for the clip to hold them. So the majority of these holes in this engine bay have actually got these plastic black bungs in them, and I just don't think that's good enough. I reckon we can get rid of them. Instead of putting these Nissan bungs back in all the holes, which are all these ones down here, we can actually weld them up and make it look much better. I'm gonna remove this little holder here, this bracket. So we're going to keep the battery where it is, and we're going to put the fuse box back up there where it is to keep it all standard. But this bracket here I don't use, and it looks kind of hideous. So when you're looking down this side here where the Nismo collector or where your intake sits along here, you can see this bracket and it looks super ugly. So we're going to get rid of that. Okay, so I've got rid of that bracket now, pops that off. So that bracket went there. It was obsolete, I didn't need it anymore. The fuse box sits up there out of the way. So we've gotten rid of that bracket. And what I've done is I've just gone through and ground back to metal where I can weld all these holes. So any of the ones that have been ground back silver there, that's just the ones that I'm going to cover in. Now on this side I can cover in a fair few. Because we got the HKS air intake kit there, we don't need all these holes. So okay, so I've finished welding now. Can pretty well take the old pack the welder up, but I've welded in all the holes I've needed to. Just the little ones around here, tidied up this wall. There's a couple there I didn't need over here where the bracket was that I got rid of. So I need to grind all these back now, carefully grinding just the weld so you're not making the metal any thinner than what it needs to be. So like with this little one here, we just want to grind the weld away and not the actual sheet metal. So there was a few on this side down over here that we've done which we don't need because of the air intake. So we'll grind all these back to flat now and should be good. I can't wait to see it when it's finished. It's going to be pretty awesome.
Three days later.
Righto, so we're at the Fish and Drift headquarters and Brad's finished off one of the S13s and it's become a tradition to go for a spin.
felt my dick move.
Okay guys, we just come up to Brad's workshop and he's shown us what he's done so far, which looks amazing.
I thought we were talking about the donuts out the front, mate.
The donuts out the front were spectacular. If you want to see something cool, go to Brad's channel, Fish and Drifts. That was awesome. Jump on over and have a look.
That's the go, get on it guys.
Yeah, so where are we, Brad? What's going on?
Right, so after Josh spent the weekend doing all the welds that he's plugged up, a few holes here and there, taking a few brackets away.
Yep.
Pretty much got the boys on the grinder just to tidy up a few things here and there. Any pits in the metal that were dirty or burnt, we got a MBX it's called, which is like a wheel that has some metal teeth in it, and it rips out everything that's in the grooves.
Like a coil.
Yeah. So we went over all the bare metal with that. Wire wheel here and there.
So for all the GTR fanatics watching, we're not doing a shaved bay, we're just tidying it up. So it's going to look better than it did when it come out of the factory. Plus, or give or take a few brackets and holes here and there that would have just been for wiring looms for the different model engine that come in these things.
Yeah.
So it's going to look really good and we're keeping it genuine.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, Josh has done a great job on the welder, so it made our job a bit easier today. And then all we've done is put a epoxy primer on there, so 2-pack epoxy primer. So now that that's done, we'll give this a bit of a sand down to smooth it out, and then any more imperfections, we'll swipe a little bit of a bog in it here and there. There's like very minimal bog, like it wouldn't even be half a mil thick, like paper. Yeah, just
to make it look really nice. Well, better than
the smallest imperfections.
In the factory, they would just paint straight over it, and it never looks that good. And you have to remember that it was a satin black, and we're now going to the colour of the car, so you got to make sure everything looks good.
All them little bits have to be fixed up, and for that extra hour or two work, it's going to be so worth it. Especially with an RB26 sitting in there. And a nice glossy engine bay. It's going to be good. It's going to be a head turner. So.
Yeah, and what I didn't know was Brad had one of his contractors come in and get rid of 25.
He reckons roughly about 15 to 20 dings there was.
So there was little 15 to 20 dings of imperfection in the paint, you know, cars opening doors on it and things like that. So if you look down this side, it's actually straight as now. So there used to be a couple of dents in the door which have been fixed, and all this is done without painting the car. They actually, what does he do it with heat? And
sorry, mate.
How does he actually do it? Do you know?
So what the actual process called is called PDR, so paintless dent removal, and these guys have up to like 15 to 20 grand worth of their own like pushing and pulling tools, like little rods they can get in behind the panels, little glue sticks to pull dings out, little light hammers to push the ding back in after they pull it back out. And the guy that we got, he's very experienced. He's well known in Australia for what he does, and if anything, like he goes to America when they have the big hailstorms over there.
Wow. So, I can't believe it. The side of the car looks like unreal.
Yeah, he's the man to know. So pretty much when the car came in, Josh was like, "Oh, there's 2 or 3 dings," and so there were 3 dings, and then me and the other guy spotted probably another 2, so it was 5. And then once Shannon come along with his light, there would have been another 10 spotted easy. So
which is cool, and that's his job. So
exactly
he goes above, like over and above to deliver what he does. Actually, there was actually damage from here back to here, so this was actually pushed in, and he somehow managed to get it out without having to repaint that, which is awesome. I'm stoked, and the roof looks unreal. So I guess once it's all finished and Brad gets the guards on it, it'll get a full polish, and hopefully the car will look, we should win that show and shine at their car event, eh?
Which show and shine you gonna win, mate? No, I reckon my car might win it, though.
I'm stoked. I can't wait. I'm excited, and it should be good. Thanks, Brad. Okay, we're back in the shop now this morning, and Brad's going to finish off the car doing out the engine bay. It was cool to go up there yesterday and Brad's shown us what he's doing, all his work procedures, and the guys that removed the dents. I can't believe there was like 15 small dents in the car that I didn't even know were there. So just, it's hard to see it through a GoPro, but seeing it in real life, it looks amazing. So I'm pretty keen to get it back. So I want to get started on our next project, which is the subframe. So now the subframe, I never really did much with the subframe when I first built the car. We sort of, one, we ran out of time, two, we were sort of more focused on the engine and the engine bay. The rear end, however, we dropped the subframe out of that. We did all the bushes, we did the arms, Nismo arms, hard race arms. We did powder coating, so it's full gloss powder coated. The back I'm not going to touch too much, but this subframe, we're going to get stuck into it today. So what we're going to do is start off by just taking the NCA coilovers out. So we'll sit them on the bench, then we'll get stuck into removing the hub, and we'll strip this K-frame down ready for powder coating. Okay, so just a little tip, which some of you guys do know this because I did talk about this when I was building the car, but R34 GTR front sway bar links fit on an R32 subframe and fit the sway bar. They're exactly the same length, except the R32 GTR ones are made out of steel. The R34 ones are made out of aluminium. It's a hell of a good trick. They're stronger, half the weight, and I think they're about $4 dearer. So there you go, little trick. So when I put this back together, I'm actually replacing these torsion bars. So I wasn't overly happy with these ones. I'm not gonna say the brand name of them because I'm not that type of person to name and shame, but they just didn't suit the car very well. One, aesthetically, they don't look that good. And two, when you could get your adjustment on them, it just looked pretty tacky where they locked out. Like it just looked like a loose bolt, whereas there's some really good arms on the market. My pick would have to be, if you're doing suspension arms, is Hard Race, and it's an Australian company that they don't have bright colors or weird anodizing. They're just metal torsion arms, same as your rear arms, Hard Race arms. I'll show you the brand name in a second, but it will be what this, if this car doesn't have Nismo arms, it'll be the Hard Race arms. Righto guys, so this is Hard Race arms. They come in a red box, but for some reason they're blue, which is better because, I mean, obviously the old ones were red and I like this color. So they're a set of rear camber arms, but obviously I'll be replacing the front torsion bar arms. There's no hard bearings or hard bushes in there. They're just rubber bushes. They're almost like an OEM Plus that you can adjust, because obviously with your Nismo arms, you've got no adjustment other than the eccentric bolts that they have. So this is a good alternative. And look, if you don't like the blue, like if you're not into that bright blue color, you can get them painted. It wouldn't be hard to powder coat them. There you go, Hard Race. Ready? Yep. Righto guys, so we've stripped that subframe. I've just got it soaking in a bit of degreaser outside now. We'll wash that down and get it off to powder coating, along with a huge amount of other stuff that I want to get done. I've got the front bumper here in front of me, which the front bumper is all good and painted up okay, but I am going to replace this lip. So if you can see this one here, you just see it's got a few scratches and things on it. Now, I'm trying to point down here. So you can see here it's got a few scratches and things in it, but we'll try and get another one of these, or this one plastic repaired. Also going to get this one-piece tail shaft balance, so we're going to send that in and get balance. You can see just here that we had a bit of clearance issue, and it's taken a little bit of aluminium out. So we'll get that sent away and get it balanced and make sure it's okay. Guys, hope you enjoyed the episode. It's pretty cool to see the car coming along really nicely. Hopefully next episode we'll have some engine stuff, a little bit of turbo stuff, and the gearbox, which is going to be some pretty cool news. So we know what driveline we're going to use now. We'll get the diffs in it. We'll get this stuff off to powder coating. It should be back. We can put some arms and that in it. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.